Hey guys.
Hi.
Okay, got just a few of us on.
I'm here.
Hi y'all. Hi, and welcome to our Power Team's very first All Power Team Power Hour. I'm here with my co-host, Diamond Ambassador, Power Team Ambassador, Becky Page. Becky has facilitated a handful of these Power Hours, and that's why when she and I were visiting just the other day, that's why I asked her, hey, let's do this together, because I'm really excited to see how she facilitates these, how they've been done on all the other teams. I know a handful of you all have done these as well. But this is just a great way for all of us to come together and in 1 hour knock out income producing activities, doing it together, getting ideas from each other, getting encouragement from each other, getting tips and strategies. And we have a handful of folks that are going to be speaking and sharing those strategies today. They're all Jewel ambassadors on our team. I am so honored that they raised their hand and offered to join this. Let me go ahead and tell you real quick who will be speaking so that you all know. I don't want to take up too much time. I'm trying to keep this right in an hour for all of you that are working, and this is your lunch break, okay? So we'll be hearing today from Emerald Ambassador Kim Pollock, Sapphire Ambassador Susan Stern, Emerald Ambassador Leslie Andrew, Diamond Ambassador Andrea Mitchell, Emerald Ambassador Brooke Canitz, Emerald Ambassadors Rachel Rogers and Sarah Tassa, and Emerald Ambassadors Jennifer Pearson, Felicia Jasper, and Leslie Andrew. So we've got a big lineup. And we're not going to take up too much time talking and going on and on. What we want to do is give you ideas, and then we're all going to hit mute, and we're all going to put our heads down and work. So I am going to pass the buck over to Becky, and she's going to fill you in a little bit more on what this will look like. Go ahead, Beck.
Okay, thanks, Rosie. All right, well, y'all, there's nothing magic to leading or hosting a power hour. I want to tell you guys that this is probably my third or fourth one to host just this week. The magic is in the messages that you guys are going to send, and that's why Roz mentioned we're going to hit mute in a minute so that you can all be doing exactly what we're talking about, and we're all doing it together. I found that it's really energizing to do IPA with other people, plus it forces me to get it done in a short amount of time instead of using a couple hours over the day on Facebook and thinking that I'm getting work done. There's something about a power hour of IPA, income producing activity, to those of you who don't know what I'm talking about. That's where the excitement is. So without further ado, let me tell you a little bit about what to expect, and then I'm going to, Roz is going to pass over to, I think, Susan and Kim. So here's the thing. We're going to share with you guys some scripts and some ideas for what to share. I want you to do what's comfortable for your personality and for the relationship you have with the person you're reaching out to. But I will tell you that there's something really powerful about sending a Facebook Messenger voicemail or voice message. And you're going to hear from some of our other jewels talk about that. So as you can see, like this is how organized Becky Page is. Some of y'all have your IPA journals or your action stacks that you're working from. Mine is off of like 5 different sheets of paper, just because that's how I roll. So let me tell you that first of all, you need to be thinking through reach outs, people that you've never reached out to before, or cold messages, whatever. Person. If you guys could make sure that you're on mute, that would help us get through the power hour as well. So think about also former customers and current customers and the kind of message you want to send them. And then at the end, we're going to be sure to do a ton of follow-ups. So get those names and those lists ready. Roz, are we ready to pass it off now?
Yes. Okay, y'all. So we're going to hear from 3 of our Jewel Level ambassadors here, and they are going to share with you how to organize yourself. Just let's get started here. To organize yourself for these daily IPAs. And what is your DMO? And a DMO is a daily mode of operation. What is your DMO and how to make it work with their busy lives? So they're just going to share really quickly, each of them, 2 minutes max, on kind of how they get themselves together and how they get themselves organized. We're going to start with Kim Pollock. She is from Colorado, and she is our Emerald Ambassador. Go ahead, Kimmy.
Hi, guys. Can you hear me okay?
Yep.
Okay, so I am a holistic health coach. I'm a Plexus ambassador, and I also just became a yoga teacher. So I am super busy. I have my own nutrition business in addition to my own supplement business through Plexus, and I'm teaching 6 classes a week here in Boulder, Colorado. So I am super busy and a little overscheduled, but that's how I roll. And maybe many of you thrive on being super busy. I know that I do. So it's super important to get your Plexus time. You're working your own business. So this isn't managing your team time. This is you trying to get new level ones time. And it's imperative that you put that on your calendar. For me, if it's not in my calendar, it ain't happening because I just have so much to do. So I don't do my daily IPA at the same time every day because my schedule changes depending on when I'm teaching yoga and when my nutritional programs start and finish. But what I do is I look at my week the week prior. So this week, I've already got my next week planned. I know exactly when I'm going to be focusing my hour time just on reaching out to potentials for my personal business. And so I've got an hour scheduled on my calendar. It's in pink and it says Plexus Reach Out. And that's the time that I'm spending reaching out to yoga teachers and really anyone that's on my prospect list. And even after being in this business for 3.5 years, I still have lots and lots of people that have enjoyed my business. So never think that you're ever completely out of prospects. But that's how I roll. I'm kind of like Becky. I'm not like super organized. My stuff is a little bit everywhere. I've got lots of pieces of paper. I also have an Excel spreadsheet that I like, but it's not like super duper organized. It just has a bunch of names on there. So I go through my list. I know exactly who I'm contacting. I've got it in my calendar. So that way I can manage my time and know that I'm going to be doing that hopefully in the morning, but sometimes in the afternoon. It just depends on the week.
Great. Thank you, Kim. Thank you so much. That's awesome. Next, we're going to hear from Sapphire Ambassador from Boise, Idaho, Susan Stern.
Hey, everybody. Thanks, Roz, for inviting me. So I'm probably less organized than Kim and Becky put together. When I started Plexus in October of 13, I had a newborn baby and a 2-year-old. So my whole journey has been trying to figure out, how to work this into the chaos of being a mommy of littles. So one of the techniques that I actually learned in advertising sales was the technique of batch processing. So basically that just means that you're doing one function like all at once and then you're processing it quickly. So think of like making 8 batches of cookies. You wouldn't make them all separately. You'd do all the flour. You might have 8 bowls, but you're gonna pour all the flour at once. Then you're gonna crack all the eggs in all 8 bowls. So what I do is I get lists together. So it might be like today I'm gonna batch process everybody I can think of that has an autoimmune disease. And I'm gonna reach out to all those people. And part of that process too, it just adds efficiencies to your time. And it allows you to kind of like, it's like the thoughts birth more thoughts because you're thinking, oh, and that person, or you think of something about what they're struggling with, and then you might get a message back. Let's say you reach out to somebody about fibromyalgia, and then they tell you something about what it's like to have that, and you actually are learning as you go from these maybe 10 people that you've reached out. And then also, let's say you're going to connect them on a 3-way chat with someone that you know on your team that has had success with fibromyalgia or something like that. Then you can do those connections all at once. So it's just a way of saving time. Another way I batch process is by going to my friends list on Facebook. I want to share my screen. Well, actually, I'm not going to. If you go to your friends list on your computer, you can see where it says recently added, new posts, birthdays, work, college, more. When you click on more, it's going to say like high school, current city, hometown. I go sometimes and I just go to like all my hometown people all at once. Everybody from Chicago, Illinois that I grew up with, they're getting a reach out today. So that's just another way. And then, if some of them are interested, then I might be like, oh, well, Cindy's interested too. And because then I'm kind of connecting them, especially if they're a blue personality, together, because then they know each other and it adds that kind of third party validation. So I have a lot more things that I do to batch process. One is doing like a blitz preparation like today. You know, kind of have some pre-printed blitz sheets, and then you can just fill in names and then go. And that's probably what we're going to be doing today.
Thank you, Susan, so much. Now we're going to hop over to Leslie Andrew, our Emerald Ambassador from the Austin area. Go ahead, Les.
Hi, everyone. So just to give you a glimpse into my life, I am a mama of 4 kiddos. I have 2 in school and 2 out of school. So I have a toddler and a baby with me. At the moment, they're like, I've got one on either side right now. I've got one drinking a bottle over here and one standing here asking me for a snack. So that is my life. It's crazy busy around here. So I'm going to tell you just a little bit about how I fit Plexus into that busy schedule. My DMO looks very much like Susan's. I didn't know that there was a name for that. I didn't know that batch processing. I mean, I love that. So now I have a name for it. I just thought that that is how I put things in. But I'll get out of your way. My DMO might look a little bit different than a lot of people. There are a lot of what we train. I know we talk a lot about the daily action stack, about doing the 5-3-1, but mine looks very similar to Susan's in that, like, I might not do 5-3-1 every day. Instead, I might get with all of my prospects, all of my potentials, and follow up with all of my potentials in one day. And that just works better for my brain because, like Susan said, like, when you follow up with one, that might prompt you to follow up with another, or to ask another question, or to think about another person that you can follow up with. And so I might follow up with all of my potentials in one day. And the next day, I might cold message 10 or 20 people. My goal is to reach out to not 5 new people a day necessarily like the 5-3-1 would suggest, but to reach out to about 35 people a week. So if I'm doing 10 in one day, 5 in another day, 20 in one day, like, that's perfect for me. That works for me. But how I fit that in with my schedule and these crazy kiddos is I try to do my power hour in nap times, and it might not be just sitting down and doing 1 hour at a time. It might be 30 minutes for one nap time and 30 minutes for the next. It might be 30 minutes during the day and 30 minutes at night after the kiddos go to bed. All of my other time spent during the day with Plexus is either posting or answering questions from my team. But my actual, like, power hour, my IPA, my working on my first level, building my first level is in little, like, 20, 30-minute increments during the day, during nap times and stuff like that. So I don't have anything super profound, I feel like, to add, because I do feel like I'm very much like Susan. And yeah, just try to fit it in where I can.
Great. Thank you, Leslie. Thank you so much. Okay, guys. So, hey, Becky, go ahead and unmute yourself. All right, guys. So we're going to just take a couple minutes right now to jot down, and we'll probably take about 3 to 5 minutes, you think, Beck, to jot down some strategies for.
Yeah, here's what I want you guys to do. I want you to have your list of names ready to go. Some of y'all already came to the table with that. If you don't, that's what you're going to do for the first couple of minutes. Everyone is going to mute themselves, including Roz and myself and the other Jules. And we are literally going to start voice messaging when appropriate. If you've got your phone and you can voice message people. I also want you guys, if not, to start sending your messages to people. We are literally going to spend the next, what, Roz, 8 minutes?
Yes. And guys, even if you don't even have a message written up, take these 8 minutes to start jotting down something on paper or typing up something that you want to send out or you want to voice message. So either directly start reaching out to people if you've got that message ready, or start writing that out right now. Let's do for this first section, Beck, let's do about 5 minutes, okay? That sound good? Okay, guys, mute yourself, and 5 minutes starts now.
Roz, can I just say, have everybody mute? I think that Sarah Tassa wasn't muted.
Okay.
A second ago.
I'll go ahead and mute everybody,
So,
Rich, okay?
Okay, perfect, thanks.
The very first words you carry, I talked about it, Oh.
Okay, guys, we're going to go ahead and hop back to our next section here. Next, let's see, we are going to hear from Diamond Ambassador Andrea Mitchell and Emerald Brooke Kennetts talk a little bit more about how to reach out to potentials. Again, everybody, please mute yourselves. It gets really distracting if you're not, and I just want to make sure everybody can hear, okay? But again, they're going to share how to reach out to potentials, what they do and what they've done to specifically reach out. So I'll go ahead and start with Andrea. Go ahead, A.
Okay, I'm gonna put in my in this chat right here exactly what I just sent out to Julie Jorgensen. She's someone my husband knew in high school. So y'all make sure you're going outside of your circles of circles of circles. I've met her once at my husband's 20-year high school reunion, but I'm friends with her on Facebook. She's been following me for over a year. I was just in Minnesota, so I talked to her about that. I made a personal connection with her, and then I went straight into the products speak for themselves. I'll send you a sample if you want, but girl, you need to do the business. And everybody I am messaging right now, I'm saying, you watched me blow this up 3 years ago, and what I'm telling you is right now, we are primed for the exact same explosion. You may have been thinking the last 3 years you got in too late, but if you get in right now, then you are in as the new Slims coming out, as crazy stuff's about to happen at convention, everything is about to blow up. Girl, get in right now. And so that is the message I'm literally voice messaging people, because when you voice message people, I wrote this to Julie so that y'all could see my writing, but when you voice message people, they hear your excitement. If you will watch while we're all muted, most of the jewels are voice messaging. It is time and sensitive. You have 1 minute. Do not leave more than one voice message for someone. Get it all in 1 minute and give them pure excitement, but not pushiness.
Awesome. Thank you so much, A. I appreciate that. And Brooke, are you on? Brooke, did you make it on?
I made it back. I'm
Yes,
trying to, I don't think you can see me because I left Wi-Fi and I'm on my lunch break and in the middle of work. So can you hear me?
You're making it happen, friend. Go ahead and just share with us how you reach out to potentials.
Okay, so I didn't hear half of what Andrea said because I lost my Wi-Fi, but my reach out is pretty simple. I'm me, and it's too hard to be anybody but me, and I'm pretty genuine. So I talk to them, I message them exactly like my conversation with them would go. And a lot of times it's, hey, you know, I'm crazy about this Plexus stuff. Have you tried it? That's literally the simplest, probably most frequent message that I send. And more often than not, the answer is no, or yeah, but I didn't like this, or whatever it is, it opens up further conversation. So generally I do something and I ask them a question. I always end it with a question of, would you like a sample, or have you tried it? And then they are forced to have to participate in that conversation, and it just keeps it going. Some people, depends on how I know them. I'm a family nurse practitioner, so we all care about people, but I pay attention to their symptoms and I listen to what their complaints are. And so sometimes I'll message them and say, I see that you've been struggling with this. Did you realize that Plexus can help with that? And somewhere I'll throw in there, because I'm me. I'm totally not a stalker, but I can't help it. And I can't help but keep this to myself when I have something good that I can share with you. But I don't send some big, huge, long, cold message like I did in the very beginning. I did that and I spammed everybody that I knew, and it got me a little ways, but I also didn't know. And when you know better, you do better. So quite honestly, my messages are super short, super simple. Like Andrea said, I caught the tail end of that. A lot of mine are voice messages because I want them to hear my excitement, hear my genuine concern for them. And literally it's like, hey, you know, I'm crazy about this. I know you would be crazy too. You're crazy not to join me. Let's do this. Have you ever tried it? And that's pretty much kind of in a nutshell all I send out. And it seems to be working.
Great. Thank you so much, Rick. So y'all hear that, how easy and simple and short, and leaving it with a question. And Andrea even has one written out for you all right here. So, I mean, this is awesome. So we're going to now take 8 minutes. We're going to take advice from both of these girls and from everybody else that you've heard so far, and start putting together some messages, and let's reach out. We're going to do 8 minutes. It's 11:54. I'm starting the timer right now. Go ahead. I'm going to unmute everybody. Okay.
You don't know what's going on, but she's in the chat, so click that.
Oh.
You know, we have about 1 minute left. Okay, guys, we'll go ahead and hop back on here, and we will hear from our next two Jewel Ambassadors, and they are going to talk about a huge topic. This is probably the topic I get asked about the most. How do we encourage customers to flip to ambassadors? So we have got a couple big dogs here, some girls who have been on leaderboards, some girls who have been amazing recruiters. Miss Rachel Rogers and Sarah Tassa. So we're going to start, we're going to start with Rachel Rogers. So Rach, go ahead, hon.
Awesome. Hey guys, can you all hear me? Are we good? Okay. So, well, I'll tell you this, with the new Slim, I've actually had customers approaching me. So they're seeing my post. So I think it starts with being very, the day that the new Slim came out, I think for probably 3 to 5 days of that first week, I was posting probably 5 to 6 times a day about Plexus. I was barely talking about anything in my personal life because it was such a huge thing. And I've signed about 20 people in the last week and a half, all who were super, super excited about this. So that hasn't happened. Let me tell you, that's not my norm at all. Very shocked by the leaderboards this week. But if you are approaching your customers, here is something that you can say to them that this works well even when there's not a new release in a product. But what I typically do is I reach out. Right now I'm reaching out and saying, hey girl, have you seen my post about the new Slim? I am so excited about it. And then I wait for a response from them. And if they say, yeah, I've seen you about it, I'm kind of curious, what did they change? Or if they say, no, I haven't heard anything about it, what did they change? I'm going back and I'm saying, okay, well, first of all, I loved the original formula. I didn't think it could get any better, but they have blown me away with these enhancements. First, they changed the flavor to watermelon, raspberry, and lemon all in one. So it's kind of like an everlasting gobstopper and you get a new flavor each time you drink it. And it's so delicious and refreshing. But here's the kicker. They've added a powerful prebiotic that is like Miracle-Gro for your gut flora. So most prebiotics feed both the good and the bad, but ours only feeds the good bacteria. It's helping so many of my friends get past weight loss plateaus. They're gaining more energy and motivation than before, even than before. You know, we all had that before, but it's been amplified. They're craving water and good food rather than junk. And right now it's only, so I know you love the products. What do you think about upgrading? It's only $34.95 for a year. It's basically like a Sam's Club membership. You pay a yearly fee, you get the best prices on the products. What do you think? You want to give it a shot and try it out. And every customer that I have talked to about this, they're all in. They're so excited about that. So I'm going to copy and paste this right here into the chat for you guys. And use it to your advantage.
Great. Right. Thank you. Thank you so much, Rachel. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Now we are going to hear from Sarah Tassa. Sarah?
Hi, guys. Can you hear me okay?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Had quite the morning, but I just wanted to say I pretty much am a lot like Rachel in me reaching out to those customers. I really I do a lot of following up with my customers, and I really like to keep a positive spin on things. So I usually start things off by asking them, okay, what are you loving so far? Or what are you loving now about Slim? I know you were loving how you slept. I know you were loving how you didn't have the sugar cravings. What are you noticing now? And then that's where I kind of can segue into, excuse me, just saying, okay, that is so awesome. Thank you so much for sharing that with me. It always fills my cup to hear how Plexus is helping the people that I care about. So since you're loving the products, let's get them for you at an even deeper discount. It's super easy and will be totally beneficial for us to upgrade to an ambassador. Basically, it's like a Sam's Club membership. You pay a yearly fee of $34.95, and then you get a welcome pack with your triplex for only $99. Then each month after that, your triplex is only going to cost you $109, and you get access to every other product that Plexus has at wholesale cost. No minimums, no selling requirements, no inventory, nothing. This is basically just making you a VIP customer. And then I add that your membership also includes a personalized website so that when your friends and family start noticing your changes, if they haven't already, they can go to your website, order, get products shipped right to their door, and you get a paycheck. Boom, accidental business. When's a good time for us to chat so I can walk you through the few short steps it takes to upgrade? So that's where I go with it. But I'll also add here that I don't usually have people become ambassadors right away. Like I mentioned that they could be an ambassador, and I plant the seed of being an ambassador, and I plant the seed of the possibility of a business. I always plant that. But normally I have them, I say, you know what, go ahead, be a preferred customer. Once you fall in love with the products, then we'll upgrade you. So I usually have those seeds planted so that they know the next step is that, oh, I love the products. Yeah, she told me about this before. I'm going to upgrade to an ambassador. And the reason I do that is I just feel like a happy customer makes the best ambassador.
Great.
So
thank you so much for sharing. Thank you so much. So you guys, this is great. They've given us some fabulous ideas of ways to reach out to our customers, these current happy customers, and getting them to upgrade, getting them to get excited about the new Slim. So we are now going to take another 8 minutes, you guys. We're going to put our heads down. We're going to get to work. We're going to reach out utilizing some of these tips that they gave us. I think that Rachel Rogers said she had a hard time cutting and pasting her message into chat, so she's going to type it out for us. Sarah Tassa, if you're still on, if you could add yours too to the chat, that would be great. Just some of those great bullet points that you just shared with us. So guys, I'm going to go ahead and start the timer at 8 minutes. Let's put our heads down and we'll get to work, okay? Ready? Go. Okay, y'all, we have 1 minute left. So 1 minute, so wrap up your messaging in 1 minute. Okay, guys, 8 minutes is up. 8 minutes is up. And so finally, we have 3 of our jewels that are going to share with us really quick. Guys, try to keep it right at a minute, maybe a minute and a half, just based on time. And we're going to hear from Jennifer Pearson, Felicia Jasper, and Leslie Andrew. And they're going to share with us, y'all, how to encourage your white lines to come back and try Plexus again. How to get those white lines up off the couch and either trying it again or back in the business. So let's go ahead and start real quick with Jennifer Pearson. Jen?
Okay, hey guys, I'm going to try to be super fast. So first of all, I want to say with your white lines, make sure that you continue the relationship, okay? Don't let go just because they don't want to do the business. Don't get your feelings hurt because you never know. First of all, just relationships come first always, right? And second of all, you never know. I've had tons of people come back. So you want to continue the relationship. Keep them on your customer page. Keep them on your team page. You never know when something they see is going to spark them. But I also want to say, you know, a lot of times people are afraid to ask why they left. And I think asking why is really, really key. You always want to ask, you know, because it could be they weren't seeing the success they wanted with the products fast enough. And if it's that way, you can reach out to them and troubleshoot with them. You can say, you know, send them a testimony of somebody that took a little bit longer to get great results, but it was totally worth it. It paid off. You can tell them about the new Slim. Let's see how many times I can say new Slim. It's all going to come back to that. Tell them about the new Slim and how people are getting amazing results with that, okay? Maybe it's because they had the fear of sharing, that they never got over that, or they didn't want to share with their friends. You can give them ways to help them realize that it doesn't have to all be on their shoulders, that you can do 3-way calls, you can do 3-way chats, you can do a Facebook event for them where you take it all on for them. They don't have to do anything, and help them get over that fear. Or if you ask and find out that really it was, they didn't feel like they were having success with the business fast enough, again, set those expectations. We're planting seeds, guys, but also send them a diamond documentary of somebody that took a little bit longer, but it finally paid off and it worked, and look where they are and what if they had quit, right? But the other thing is, make sure that you know that that they know that you have different ways. Yeah, I'm trying to talk fast so we can fit everybody in. That there are different ways that you can help them have success with the business. We have lots of great new strategies we're using now. We're doing 7-day trial groups that are amazing and exploding our business, and super easy to put people in that. We have testimony pages you can put them in. And then finally, the new Slim. Y'all, make sure that they know that that is blowing up our business, and that can help them have the success that maybe they weren't seeing before.
Right.
You want to make sure that if they have somebody in their downline that's successful, this has worked for me a lot of times. If they white line, I reach my arms around their downline and help them succeed. Because if they succeed, then you can go back to your level 1 and say, look, your team is really starting to grow. Let me help you take advantage of that, because you won't be able to continue to rank up and make all the money you can if you aren't working the business too. Take advantage of your team succeeding. And then the last thing is time sensitivity. So I always want people to get off the fence by telling them that right now is the very best time, because truly right now is always the best time. if they don't start now, it's just going to delay the time it takes for them to succeed. If you ask any jewel, they will always say, I wish I had started sooner. So if it's spring like it is right now, now is the best time because this is our peak season. But also right now is the very best time because we have this new slim, right? But even if it's not right now, if it's summer, y'all, people have the time, they can do the business. If it's fall, people need the money to pay for Christmas. There's always a reason we have great products coming out, or there's a great incentive program that's right now. There's always a reason why right now is the best time. So you want to make sure you let them know that. But right now, the big thing is we have this new slim that is totally blowing our business. So make sure that you are telling them that.
Thank you, Jen. Thank you so much. Awesome information. Girl, you can talk fast. That's impressive. Okay, great. Thank you, Jen. Okay, and we're going to hear real quickly from Felicia Jasper, Emerald Ambassador. Felicia?
Hey guys. I hope everybody's doing great today. I appreciate y'all having me. So I love what Jennifer said, and I agree with everything that she was saying, keeping the relationship open, knowing why they quit in the first place. That's a big deal. And so if you happen to know why they quit, why they gave up in the first place. Oh goodness. You don't hear me okay?
Yeah.
Okay. So if you happen to know why they quit in the first place, then address that. That's a great way to start that conversation. But then aside from that, and to share something that's maybe a little different than what Jennifer already shared, I like to take the blame for my people. And it's true. So often they quit because in some way, indirectly, I can take the blame for that. It kind of softens the blow for them. It allows them a way to come back without having to eat crow. And sometimes that's really important to people. And so what I will do is say something like, hey girl, we're so excited about this new business. You've seen all of my crazy posts about it. I want to apologize to you that I wasn't the best leader I could have been for you, but I've learned so much. And I'm really excited to do this again with you. Would you be willing to talk to me tomorrow? Something like that, quick and easy. But I think that sometimes takes it to a different level where now they're thinking, oh yeah, it really kind of was her fault. Maybe I can do this again. And they jump right back in. So that's my advice.
Great. Thank you so much, Felicia. That's great. Very poignant. I like that. Awesome. And then our last one to share is going to be, let's see. I think was that everybody? Who did we have left?
That's it.
Hey, Rosie, since
Yeah, that was it.
What you say?
I'm sorry?
Sorry, I have elevator noise. Since you're the leader, you're the boss at all of it. Will you tell us what you say? I'd love to hear your verbiage because you and I have different personalities on the way that we talk to people. So I'd love to hear how you speak because usually how you speak is how you want to hear.
Okay, great. I'm going to hit mute to all, and then I'm going to unmute myself because there's a few people that are still not muted, and we can hear y'all messing around in your kitchen. So just a second. Okay, so this is the kind of thing I will say. And I am one of those, I'm a lot like Brooke, where I just get in there and I reach out quickly and then I get off. And like what I was doing earlier is I was calling up some of my friends. I was like, girl, listen, I know you're seeing me blow up Facebook with all this new slim. You've totally got to get on board. You and I've talked about it before, but this is so the time. Give me a call, girl. We totally need to talk about this. Hang up. Next one. And I tailor it to who my friends are. You know, of course, that's kind of how we all do it. If it's somebody that I used to work with professionally in advertising, I'll call up and say, Lisa, hey, it's Roz. Listen, it is so fun that we can at least keep in touch on Facebook because I get to see your life and watch your kids growing up. But girl, listen, I keep thinking about you and I really, really, really want to talk to you about this Plexus stuff because girl, it's blowing up and it's amazing. And if you would love the new slim, because this is a girl who actually had tried before, I said, you will love the new slim. You're going to love the taste. Girl, let's grab lunch and talk about this. We are way overdue. That's it. Actually, and two of these people that I reached out to at the beginning of this call, two have already messaged me back. I have 2 messages in my inbox right now. And those are the messages I left. It was me calling up my best friends and calling up past, work associates and just saying, listen, get on board. I think that one of the most poignant things too that was said here is that this is the right time. We have a brand new product, a massively powerful new product that everybody wants to get their hands on. I mean, and what better time to start a brand new business when you've got a booming product? I mean, this is so ground floor for a whole new group of ambassadors that are going to be coming rolling up into our teams. So guys, let's just be excited and positive and just reach out like crazy and be yourself. People don't want to be sold to or hear you just talk forever in some recorded sounding message. Just get on there and be yourself. So Beck, you want to wrap this up?
Yeah. Hey, you guys, here's another quick tip. I won't do another script because you've heard tons of good scripts today. But I'm going to tell you something that I've been doing that's helped me. For those of you who are on the go and maybe might not have an IPA journal or carry something like that with you. But today, I probably messaged during these pauses, I've probably messaged 15 to 20 people. And so what I've done now is I've gone back into, you can't really see it. There we go. To my messenger on my phone, and I am screenshotting these conversations and I am saving them into a photos folder called, this is what I call it, my hot list. This tells me on a day-to-day basis who I'm talking to. And remember, the fortune's in the follow-up. For most of these conversations, you are going to do 6 to 8 follow-ups before you get someone to commit, unless you're Rachel Rogers, who has figured out how to get 20 people to commit. But so what you do is you keep your hot list in front of you and you're looking at it from day to day and you're thinking about these people and you're praying about it and you're going, this is my next crew of preferred customers and brand new ambassadors. And so they stay on your mind and you've got it wherever you go. So if you're in the carpool line, you're following up with this hot list. You're hey, I know you've listened to my message. What do you think? Want me to get some samples in the mail to you? And then you're just keeping it going. I probably since March have signed at least 4 of the people that were on my hot list from the IPA that I started doing in March. Okay.
Awesome. Love it. Love it. Great. Well, thank you guys so much. Look at it. We hit time, 12:26. That gets me really excited. And it does because I worked full time for so long. I know how important that 1 hour of your lunch break is. So thank you guys for spending your lunch break with us. I hope you guys got your IPAs done for the day. I mean, it was kind of awesome seeing all of us work together. And I'm just honored that so many of our team jewels hopped on to share tips for y'all. So this will be recorded so you guys can share it with your teams. You can go back and re-listen to parts that you might want to listen to. You guys have a fabulous week and let's get out there and make it happen. Take care, guys. Have a good one. Bye.